Hi, my name is Jamie Guerra, and this is my CPT on how to change our shop's serpentine and V-belt. Before you start, make sure you have the appropriate safety precautions, such as your safety glasses, and when appropriate, your coat. We can't use our coat today because we have to be in uniform. But if you have long hair, make sure to tie it up and make sure to have no dangly jewelry. First, we're gonna start with the serpentine belt, and we're working on a 1991 Chevrolet Cavalier 2.2-liter engine.
To replace the serpentine belt, you will only need a serpentine belt toolkit. Before removing the serpentine belt, draw or take a picture of the belt assembly so you can install the belt in the same position later on. The next step is to identify the belt tensioner in the serpentine belt. The belt tensioner is located in the center of the whole serpentine belt assembly. If you are uncertain which pulley is the belt tensioner, pull on the belt and observe which pulley moves. To remove the belt, you will need to use the third largest nut in the serpentine belt toolkit with the largest toolbar. Using the serpentine belt toolkit, swing the belt tensioner to the right, keeping tension on the bar during the whole removal process. Relieving tension before removal may result in a finger getting caught in the belt. The belt tensioner should not be loosened or removed. It should only be moved to the side. Once the belt is removed, release tension from the bar and check the belt for cracks, frayed edges, glazing, and stretching. As you can see, this belt is still fairly new. If the belt is still in good condition, you may not need to buy a new belt. If you need a new belt, the manufacturer's specifications is 83.5 inches with 5 ribs. The next procedure is to measure the belt on a size indicator in the tool room. To measure the serpentine belt, you must turn the belt inside out, ensuring that the grooves are on the outside. Next, you must place the belt on the top groove of the measuring tool. After, you have to unhook the tool, allowing you to extend its length to fit the other side of the belt into the bottom groove. Once the belt is in place, apply pressure to the belt to measure its length. As you can see, the belt is about 83 inches, meaning that the belt is good condition and fits manufacturer's specifications, meaning it does not need to be replaced. The belt must be reinstalled in the same direction and in the same position as when it was removed. Refer to the picture you took or made. Make sure the grooves of the belt fit into the indents of the pulley and ensure the smooth side of the belt is against the smooth side of the pulley. To reinstall the belt, you will need to swing the belt tensioner to the right side and reinstall the belt in the same direction and position it was originally in. A second person might be needed to be able to reinstall the belt. Refer to the picture or drawing to ensure the belt is properly reinstalled.
Next, we will be working on our shop's V-belt. Today, we will be working on a 1985 Chevrolet Monte Carlo 5-liter engine.
To replace the V-belt of this engine, you will need a 9/16 inch wrench, a 13mm wrench, as well as a medium to large pry bar. In this example, we are using the large pry bar. Before removing any belt, draw or take a picture of the belt so you can reinstall the belt in the same position later on. The first step in removing the drive belt is identifying the upper and lower alternator bolts located on the top and bottom of the alternator. Next, we must loosen both bolts, making sure we do not remove. The upper bolt is metric, measuring at 13mm, and the lower bolt is imperial, measuring at 9/16 of an inch. Once both bolts are loosened, the alternator will be able to shift its position. Shift the top of the alternator to its lowest position, toward the engine to be able to remove the belt. As you remove the belt, remember in which groove the belt sits in and in which direction the belt is facing. Refer to the picture you took or made earlier to better understand how the belt is installed. Once the belt is removed, check the belt for cracks, frayed edges, glazing, and stretching. Then proceed to measure the belt on a size indicator. As you can see, there is minor fraying at the edges of this belt. If the belt is in good condition, you may not need to buy a new belt. If you need a new belt, the manufacturer's specification is 130 centimeters and a gauge of 10A. To measure the V-belt, you must place the belt onto the top groove of the V-belt measuring tool. Then you have to slide the bottom groove up to be able to connect the belt to the bottom groove. Next, you have to apply pressure to the belt and indicate its gauge, which is seen in the bottom groove. this belt has a gauge of 10A. Then we look below the bottom groove and look for 10A. As you can see, the length of this belt is 140 centimeters, meaning this belt has been stretched by 10 centimeters. To install the V-belt, the belt must be reinstalled in the same direction and same position as when it was removed. Refer to the picture or drawing you took earlier. Once the belt is placed back into the same position, insert a large pry bar under the alternator and raise the alternator, adding tension to the pry bar. While the belt is under tension, tighten both bolts. You might need a second person to help activate this. Once both bolts have been tightened, you can release tension from the pry bar and remove the pry bar. Ensure that the V-belt has been properly attached by pulling on the belt. There should not be much movement. If so, repeat the process to tighten the V-belt.